Chapter 50:10. Zynn on the side couldn't help feeling for his daughter. He was relieved, and then he couldn't help but ask her. "By the way, Ruoli, your mother told me, you said that Charlie let us come to New York. It is a good thing, right?" "Yes." Ruoli couldn't hold back and said excitedly. "The good thing I said was about my mother. And it is definitely a good thing I didn't even dare to think about." After speaking, she suddenly became anxious and quickly said, "Dad, Mom, let's go quickly, Mr. Wade is waiting for you at the hotel." Zynn hurriedly asked, "Ruoli, what is the good thing? Tell us first." Ruoli said without hesitation, "This matter is completely beyond the imagination of normal people. Even if I say it now, you won't believe it, so hurry up and let's see Mr. Wade first." Although Zynn and Roma were a little puzzled, seeing that Ruoli was unwilling to reveal it, they stopped asking more and followed her to the hotel. At this time, Charlie had just had a drink with Ito Yuhiko and Tanaka Hiroshi. And after the two were dizzy, they were arranged to rest first. Nanako originally thought about drinking tea and chatting with Charlie on the terrace of the presidential suite facing Central Park. But after learning that Ruoli's parents were arriving soon, she dismissed the idea directly. She went back to the room that Charlie had arranged for her early. Soon, Isaac came to report to Charlie, "Master, Miss Ruoli is back. Ms. He and Zynn from the Sue family are also here. I asked Orville to take them to the prepared suite." Charlie nodded and said, "Okay, I'll go right now." After that, Charlie walked quickly to the luxury suite prepared in advance. Ruoli, Roma, and Zynn had also arrived at the room at this time. Seeing Charlie coming in, Roma quickly said respectfully, "Mr. Wade." Charlie smiled and nodded at her, and said, "Miss He, calling you from a long way in such a hurry I did not delay your other arrangements, right?" Roma waved her hands hastily and said, "How could it be, Mr. Wade? The He family will always follow your orders. No matter what time or place, as long as you give your order. The He family will come over as soon as possible." Charlie nodded lightly. At this time, Zynn on the side said somewhat submissively, "Hello, Mr. Wade." Charlie looked at him and asked him with a smile, "How has Mr. Sue been doing recently?" "It's all good." Zynn said without hesitation, "Thank you, Mr. Wade, for raising your hand, so that I can have the opportunity to live a peaceful and stable life like I am now." Charlie smiled and asked again, "Is there any dissatisfaction? Feel free to say anything." Zynn shook his head like a rattle and said repeatedly, "No, no. Absolutely not." Charlie nodded slightly and asked him again, "By the way, do you have any contact with Elder Mr. Sue? He is in Madagascar now. How's it going for him?" Zynn laughed with some schadenfreude and replied, "From what the old man says in Madagascar, the whole thing is pretty good. It is said that a large piece of land was acquired. They have raised a lot of wild animals unique to Africa. And he also said that he plans to build a horse farm for a few days and raise some horses to play with." Charlie smiled, "That's good, if you have the opportunity to help me take it to him." Zynn laughed twice, thinking to himself, "The old man complains about that shitty place he is living in every day. And I don't know how many times he has scolded you. However, he said respectfully, 'Sure, definitely.'" Charlie turned to look at Roma and said seriously, "Miss He, I'm asking you to come here this time, mainly because there is a new medicine, and I want you to try it for me." Roma heard this, and combined with her daughter, she said earlier that there was a big good thing. And she thought that Charlie was going to give her medicine pills to improve her cultivation. So she hurriedly said, "Thank you so much, Mr. Wade, I don't know how to thank you." Charlie smiled and said, "Miss He doesn't have to be so polite, it doesn't matter." Roma glanced at her empty right sleeve and said seriously, "Mr. Wade, you don't need to waste the medicinal pills on me. In this case, even if the cultivation level is improved, compared with the warriors of the same rank, the combat power is a lot worse. The lack of an arm not only loses a quarter of the combat power, But more importantly, the physical coordination will always be improved. But in an uncoordinated state, in actual combat, it is difficult to exert enough attack power. If you use that elixir on me, it will be a waste. Ruoli on the side said quickly, Mom, the medicine that Mr. Wade is asking you to try. It is specifically designed to solve your situation. Don't refuse, just agree. Roma didn't know what Ruoli's words meant, and thought to herself. The lack of the right arm is a shortcoming that I can't make up for at all. What solution can Mr. Wade have to solve my situation? Maybe let my right arm grow back? Ruoli saw her mother's doubts. She wanted to tell the truth. But she was afraid that after her mother found out, her emotions would fluctuate greatly due to doubts. Excitement or tension, so she said, Mom, don't hesitate, just agree to it. Roma said embarrassedly, it's not that Mom doesn't want to obey. It's just that Mom doesn't want Mr. Wade to waste medicinal pills. Charlie smiled at this time. He said, Ms. He, believe me. This medicinal pill will not be wasted unless it is not used on you. Then, he took out a pill, handed it to Ruoli's hand, and said, Ms. Ruoli, take Ms. He to the bathroom, and after she has soaked in the mud, give her the pill. Ruoli took the pill, and was so excited that tears burst into her eyes. She said gratefully, Thank you, Mr. Wade. After saying that, she looked at Roma and said with a bit of excitement, Mom, come and try the medicine with me.